Opponents are just not up to par, in my opinion, with Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Amir Khan. I mean, he hasn't even fought a fighter as good as Amir Khan in my book, you know. So, and he's accomplished so.
So Keith Thurman finally returns. We finally get word from Keith one time Thurman. It's been a while since we seen Keith. It's been a while since we heard something from Keith. But salute to Esnews, man. He got an exclusive with Keith one time Thurman. I'm kind of going to talk about some of the things that Keith Thurman said in the interview. Like I said, it's been a long time since we heard anything from Keith one time Thurman. And the last time we heard something from Keith one time Thurman was him potentially fighting Errol Spence at 154 pounds. Those talks have long since then died down. And now Keith Thurman had this to say. Let's see.
But we live the same life, you know, and really I respect a lot of people. I respect Errol, you know, because in my eyes, we live the same life, you know. He was an Olympian. I strive for the Olympics, you know. And now he is unified beyond my unification. The same thing that I was trying to do, but injuries held me back, which actually allowed him to finessely get those titles, right? And then my loss to Manny Pacquiao, which
he said finessely get those titles. He said Errol Spence finessed his way into getting those titles.
Was my downfall. So it's not a big deal, you know. He elevated, but let's say the truth. A lot, you know, Ugas, who you won the WBA from, is not Keith Thurman. Period. There's truth in that, you know. And I know
he said that the Ugas that he fought ain't Keith Thurman. Like, you wouldn't have did me like that, bruh.
The real salt is probably the salt on his wound of having to deal with critics like you and people who acknowledge, like, hey, you know, we all expected this fight at some time, you know, and it hit me the day he fought Ugas, because that arena that was packed, that was cheering, that was a big Spence crowd because it was Texas and everything. But, you know, that should have been Thurman's night. That should have been Thurman versus Spence. Thurman versus Spence as two undefeated champions, unifying titles. That was what was in the works, you know.
Really, Keith, though, it's your fault, bro. You should have been fought Errol Spence years ago, but you know, I don't want to go back down that road, but you could have fought Spence years ago, bro.
Things didn't work out, but let's see what happens, man. These fights are still possible. I don't think people can want so much in life. I'm ready. I'll take my portion. You take your portion. And the truth is, Errol, you should thank me. If I fought you when you called me out, when you was nobody, you got paid nobody money. You fight Keith Thurman today, you make more money than Keith Thurman. So I think wherever Keith Thurman is, you should probably thank him.
Whoa.
Wherever he is, you should probably say thanks, champ. You know?
Keith Thurman just rambling on over here, man. He just rambling on. He said, Errol Spence, you owe me. You where you at today because of me. You following the Keith Thurman blueprint. You doing everything that I did. Now you doing it better.
I knew that big fights have to be built up. It's one of those small things that sometimes the fans don't like. But big fights need to be built up. And I love making them as big as they can be.
Hey, not right now.
And you know, like I said,
that's cap, Keith, because where you been at? Where you been at for the past like 4 years to build a fight, bro? Like, we haven't heard from you. We haven't really seen much of you. We haven't seen you in the ring since Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios already fought since then, bro.
Ugas fight, it was big because it was a unification, but wasn't as big as it really should have been. Are all three belts, do they have the weight that they should hold for a champion of that status? And to me, I think the truth answer is no. You know, and that's why we need to see Crawford. We need to see Crawford.
Who wins that
Crawford wants the fight. Crawford was calling me out. Crawford does need to beat Yeah, you beat Sean, you beat the.
Now he
you
talking
want
about
to be
Bud.
welterweight, fully acknowledged. You want more than you know, the people on ESPN that's been riding your jock forever. You want more than that to really acknowledge you. You need to take out a Keith Thurman. You need to take out an Errol Spence Jr. So
it's been nothing but space and opportunity for years, Keith. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. It's been nothing but space and opportunity for you to fight Terence Crawford for some years now. Where you been at, bro? Where you been at?
I like Crawford style, the fact that he has more angles, he has more diversity, and that might play to his benefit. He might find something. He might find something that others haven't found on Spence, with being able to attack from so many different angles, being ambidextrous and just very talented at both sides. You know, but Spence, he's that weird, like, it doesn't matter if it's super impressive, it's fundamentally sound and it's effective.
Now those are all facts. His assessments of both guys are spot on. Errol Spence is very basic, but very effective. And this is what I've been saying. He's very fundamentally sound. You pretty much know what he's gonna do, but not too many people has been able to stop it. Crawford, well, he could do a little bit of everything. He can fight on both sides really well. I mean, Crawford is Crawford. We know what Bud is out here doing. He's doing some of everything in the ring.
The thing that I give him credit for is he's fundamentally sound and he's effective. W after W after W. And he is the bigger man. He is a true welterweight. And so, you know, we've seen him post up with the jab. We've seen him conduct so much of the fight his way. And then even the one time the fight wasn't really going his way, he pulled it off, and that was against Kell Brook. So we have seen the truth that he is a dog in the welterweight division. And on ESPN, when Crawford fought Sean Porter, I do not agree with the commentators that night. That was Sean Porter's greatest performance. That Sean was performing at the best he's ever performed in his life.
See, the reason why Sean, the fight with Keith Thurman, it's kind of hard to explain, because the Crawford fight, it seemed like it was competitive, but Crawford wasn't put in those situations that other guys that fought Sean Porter got put in. It didn't turn into no war. It wasn't really a dog fight. Crawford really controlled the tempo and the pace of the fight. And then once he found out that it was closer than he expected, that's when he turned it up and kind of just ended it immediately. So yeah, none of these other guys really been able to do that to Sean Porter. Some may say, well, Sean Porter was out the door, you know, and things of that nature, right? But I ain't hearing it, you know. I ain't trying to hear that. Crawford handled Sean Porter better than anybody else handled him, and that's facts. And he's considered the smaller man.
I think Sean got tired quicker than he has ever done in a 12-round fight. In that fight, I don't know what happened in his camp. His father clearly threw in the towel. You know,
you get in there with him.
Performance against me, it was nominated for Fight of the Year. But personally, I love Sean's performance against Errol Spence Jr. I thought that until the knockdown, he was doing a lot to keep that fight really close with his output.
See, he wasn't able to do that with Crawford, because Crawford was cutting them angles. Crawford was really just handling Sean Porter. You know, he was spinning Sean while Sean was spinning Spence.
So I just don't agree with the Crawford opinions of what he's accomplished. Always great as an amateur. We were all great as amateurs. We are the great ones in the welterweight division. Great fights will happen through they can fight each other. Then what?
And I hope the winner fights you.
Then what? You need great fighters to make great fights, and Keith One Time Thurman, till the day I retire, will always be one of the greatest in the welterweight.
So to all the fans watching this,
Keith Thurman.
Can't wait to see you back.
And salute to Ellie Sackback, man. He's everywhere, bro. He's getting all the exclusives. Salute to Ellie, man. Y'all go check out the rest of the interview, man. Look, Keith, you do a lot of talking, and it sounds so good, bro. It sounds so good. You know, he talks well. He knows what he's talking about when he breaks down these fighters and these fights. He knows what he's talking about. But where you at, man? That's the question. Who you go fight, bro? Ugas is looking for an opponent, Keith. Ugas, your Dennis Ugas, the guy you was just talking about, is looking for an opponent, bro. So where you at, man? We looking to see you get back in action, right? And about the Sean Porter thing and Terence Crawford, they're going to continue to downplay that fight. Kenny Porter knew what he was doing, right? They knew what he was doing. They didn't want his son to be highlight reeled because Terence Crawford is a human highlight reel. But that's just what it is, you guys. Look, Keith One Time Thurman, he got to show some urgency to get back in the ring. He looked like he in shape. If you go check out the interview, Keith definitely looked like he's in shape. He don't look out of shape at all by any means. I think Keith Thurman needs to go ahead and push for a fight with Ugas, man. Him sitting back on the fence like he's still holding the bells, like he ain't really, nah, man, you need to show some urgency. You're what, 34, 33 now? You've been out of the ring for quite some time. You fought but 3 times in like 6 years, something like that, something crazy like that. Man, whatever, man. Look, Keith, you need to get back in the ring, bro. I respect your opinion. I respect what he had to say about both fighters. He was spot on. I don't really agree with the downplaying of the Sean Porter fight for Bud because, this is the fight. That's the fight that people was telling Crawford that he needed. And then he get up in there, he handles Sean Porter better than anybody handles him. And, well, the fight didn't mean Sean Porter wasn't his best Sean. No, it's because Terence Crawford just that good, that damn good. But, yeah, you guys, I need to see Keith Thurman get back in the mix. He talks really good. It sounds good. He said Errol Spence should be thanking him because, you where you at today because I'm not really doing what I need to be doing. And that's Keith Thurman's fault. So, yeah, man, hopefully we get this Errol Spence Crawford thing. Keith Thurman didn't say it wasn't going to happen this time. So Keith Thurman must know that fight is on a trajectory of going down. I'm hearing sometime in July 15th, July 22nd. We're going to see what happens. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.